One day a blonde, redhead, and a brunette were driving through the desert when all of a sudden their car broke down. They decided they would all walk to civilization. The redhead said, "I'm going to take water so if I get thirsty I can drink it." Then the brunette said, "I'm going to take some food so if I get hungry I can eat." And then the blonde said, "I'm going to take the car door so if I get hot I can roll the window down." A man woke up in a hospital bed and called for his doctor. He asked, "Give it to me straight. How long have I got?" The physician replied that he doubted that the man would survive the night. The man then said, "Call for my lawyer." When the lawyer arrived, the man asked for his physician to stand on one side of the bed, while the lawyer stood on the other. The man then laid back and closed his eyes. When he remained silent for several minutes, the physician asked what he had in mind. The man replied, "My dad died with a thief on either side. I just thought I'd check out the same way." One day, a blonde's neighbor goes over to her house, sees the blonde crying, and asks her what happened. The blonde said that her mother had passed away. The neighbor made her some coffee and calmed her down a little and then left. The next day the neighbor went back over to the house and found the blonde crying again. She asked her why she was crying this time. "I just got off of the phone with my sister, her mother died too." A blonde, who had just dyed her hair, went to the hospital because her whole body hurt. She told the doctor that wherever she touched herself it would hurt. The doctor told her to demonstrate. She touched her nose and it hurt. She touched her stomach and it hurt. The doctor asked her if she was a blonde and she said yes. "Look here lady, your finger is broken." Little Johnny attended a horse auction with his father. He watched as his father moved from horse to horse, running his hands up and down the horse's legs and rump and chest. After a few minutes, Johnny asked, "Dad, why are you doing that?" His father replied, "Because when I'm buying horses, I have to make sure that they are healthy and in good shape before I buy." Johnny, looking worried, said, "Dad, I think the UPS guy wants to buy Mom." At a pharmacy, a blonde asked to use the infant scale to weigh the baby she held in her arms. The clerk explained that the device was out for repairs, but said that she would figure the infant's weight by weighing the woman and baby together on the adult scale, then weighing the mother alone and subtracting the second amount from the first. "That won't work," countered the woman. "I'm not the mother, I'm the aunt." A young naval officer was in a terrible car accident, but due to the heroics of the hospital staff the only permanent injury was the loss of one ear. Since he wasn't physically impaired he remained in the military and eventually became an admiral. However, during his career he was always sensitive about his appearance. One day the admiral was interviewing 2 Navy Master Chiefs and a Marine Gunnery Sergeant for his personal staff. The first Master Chief was a surface Navy type and it was a great interview. At the end of the interview the admiral asked him, "Do you notice anything different about me?" The Master Chief answered, "Why yes. I couldn't help but notice you are missing your starboard ear, so I don't know whether this impacts your hearing on that side." The admiral got very angry at this lack of tact and threw him out of his office. The next candidate, an aviation Master Chief, when asked this same question, answered, "Well yes, you seem to be short one ear." The admiral threw him out also. The third interview was with the Marine Gunnery Sergeant. He was articulate, extremely sharp, and seemed to know more than the 2 Master Chiefs put together. The admiral wanted this guy, but went ahead with the same question. "Do you notice anything different about me?" To his surprise, the gunnery sergeant said, "Yes. You wear contact lenses." The admiral was impressed and thought to himself, "What an incredibly tactful Marine." "And how do you know that?" the admiral asked. The gunny replied, "Well, sir, it's pretty hard to wear glasses with only one ear." Teacher, 4 crows are on the fence. The farmer shoots one. How many are left? Little Johnny, none. Teacher, listen carefully, 4 crows are on the fence. The farmer shoots one. How many are left? Little Johnny, none. Teacher, can you explain that answer? Little Johnny, one is shot, the others fly away. There are none left. Teacher, well, that isn't the correct answer, but I like the way you think. A blonde was driving down the road listening to the radio and was quite upset when she heard blonde joke after blonde joke. A little way down the road, she saw another blonde out in a field rowing a boat. The blonde stopped her car and angrily jumped out yelling, "You blonde bimbo. It's blondes like you that give the rest of us a bad name. If I could swim, I'd come out there and give you what's coming to you." A blonde comes home from a day of shopping and discovers that her house is on fire, so she calls the fire department on her cell phone. "Please state the nature of your emergency," says the operator. "Help. My house is on fire," the blonde replies. "Okay, where do you live?" "In a house, you silly Billy," the blonde replies. No. "How do we get there?" the operator asks frustratedly. "Duh, big red truck." 2 friends run into each other while walking their dogs. One suggests lunch. The other says, "They won't let us in a restaurant with pets." Undeterred, the first guy and his German shepherd head into the restaurant. The maitre d' stops them, saying, "Sir, you can't bring your dog in here." "But I'm blind," the man replies, "and this is my guide dog." The maitre d', apologizing profusely, shows both man and dog to a table. His friend waits 5 minutes, then tries the same routine. "You have a chihuahua for a guide dog," the skeptical maitre d' says. "A chihuahua," the man says. "Is that what they gave me?" An old sailor was out walking on the dock one day when he met a former shipmate of his. They had not seen each other for many years, so they had much to talk about and many old memories to renew. After some time, one said to the other, "If you don't mind my saying so, you don't look very good. You must have experienced some bad luck." "Yes," the other one said, "I have." "You see this peg leg? Well, one day I was out on deck and my leg became dangled up in a loose line, and it was so badly mangled that they had to take it off at the knee." His friend agreed that was bad luck. The other one continued, "You see, I have a hook for a hand. One day I was out on deck when a shipmate of mine fell overboard. I leaned over as far as I could in an attempt to rescue him, and as I extended my hand to him, a shark took my hand off." "My, you really did experience bad luck," the other responded. "I see you have a patch over one eye. What happened to your eye?" "Well, I was out on deck again one day, and just as I looked up, a seagull that was flying over, unloaded, and got me right in the eye." My, not real sailor talk. Did that take your eye out?" "No, that was the first day I had my hook." 3 blondes were walking through a field when they came across a set of tracks. The first blonde looked down at the tracks and said, "I think they could be bird tracks." The second blonde went to look and said, "No, I think these are deer tracks." They stepped aside and the third blonde went over to the tracks. She looked down, then got run over by the train. "Oh, please excuse me," said the bunny. "I didn't mean to trip over you, but I'm blind and couldn't see you there." "That's perfectly all right," replied the snake. "It was my fault. I didn't mean to trip you, but I'm blind too, and I didn't see you coming. By the way, what kind of animal are you?" Well, I really don't know, said the bunny. Since I'm blind, I've never seen myself. Perhaps you could examine me and then we'll both know? So the snake felt the bunny all over and said, well, you're soft and cuddly, you have long silky ears, a fluffy little tail and a twitchy little nose, you must be a bunny rabbit. The little blind bunny was so pleased with this that he danced with joy. The bunny said, I can't thank you enough. What kind of animal are you, sir? The snake said he didn't know, for the same reason. The bunny agreed to examine him, and when he finished the snake asked, so, what kind of animal am I? The bunny said, you're hard, you're cold, you're slimy, and you haven't got any balls. You must be a lawyer. Hey, there, I put a lot effort into making these videos, so please subscribe for more jokes and stay happy, thank you.